In a seemingly idyllic suburban neighborhood where picket fences adorned every yard and children played freely in the streets under the warm sun, Bruce and Brenda lived in a quaint house that concealed dark secrets. To the unsuspecting eye, they were the perfect couple, active in community events, friendly neighbors, and devoted parents to their 2 children. But beneath their charming facade lay a chilling reality. They were a husband and wife duo with a deadly secret, committing heinous acts in the shadows. The couple had stumbled into their macabre lifestyle by chance. It began one fateful night when they discovered a mutual thrill while planning an elaborate prank on a neighbor they felt had wronged them. What started as a harmless joke spiraled into something far more sinister. Fueled by adrenaline and their shared desire for control, they found themselves escalating from pranks to manipulation and eventually to murder. Their first victim was Mr. Jenkins, an elderly man who lived alone and had a penchant for nosiness. When Mr. Jenkins threatened to report Brenda for letting their children run around unsupervised, the couple saw him as a liability. Under the cover of darkness, they lured him into their garage, feigned a neighborly discussion, and when the moment was right, they struck. The thrill of taking someone's life bonded them in a way they had never anticipated. As weeks turned into months, Bruce and Brenda's actions grew bolder. Each murder was meticulously planned, every detail calculated to ensure they remained undetected. They would leave behind no traces, no evidence, only calculated chaos that would confuse the authorities and set the tone of fear within the community. Each death tied back to a fabricated story they spun, and soon the neighborhood was rife with speculation and paranoia. Friends turned against each other, whispers echoed in every corner, but Bruce and Brenda wore their masks with confidence. Things took a turn when Brenda grew restless. She began to question their twisted lifestyle, feeling a flicker of guilt for the families shattered by their actions. Bruce, however, was enthralled by the power they wielded. He convinced Brenda that they were doing the neighborhood a service, ridding it of people he deemed undesirable. As they argued, the tension between them became palpable, and cracks began to show in their once unbreakable bond. One night, as they sat sipping wine on their porch, Brenda voiced her fears. "What if one of us gets caught? What about the kids? Are we really safe?" Bruce's eyes darkened, and he dismissively waved her concerns away, spitting out, "You want to quit? After everything we've accomplished?" "You're weak, Brenda." Brenda's heart raced. Fear, anger, and regret coursed through her. That night, she took a long, hard look at her husband. The man she loved had become a monster. So she made a choice. She would end this dangerous game, but she would need help. That very night, Brenda reached out to an old friend from high school, Sarah, who had a troubled past of her own. They met in secret, away from the prying eyes of the neighborhood, and Brenda poured out her heart about her life with Bruce. Sarah listened intently and offered to help Brenda expose Bruce's crimes. Together, they laid a plan to gather evidence and turn Bruce over to the authorities. But Bruce had caught wind of their secret meetings, and one night, he confronted Brenda, rage boiling beneath his calm exterior. "I trusted you. You think you can just walk away?" In a fit of fury, he accused her of betrayal and threatened her life, revealing the extent of his madness. In a desperate act of self-preservation, Brenda grabbed a kitchen knife, and in the madness of the confrontation, she stabbed Bruce, sending him collapsing to the floor in shock and fury. As he lay gasping for breath, the realization of his actions washed over him, and he whispered, "You've ruined everything." With her heart pounding, Brenda fled their home, leaving behind the man she had once shared her life with. She reached out to Sarah, who helped her gather the evidence they needed and present it to the authorities. Together, they painted a picture of the atrocities that had unfolded in the seemingly perfect neighborhood. In the end, Bruce was caught and brought to justice, but Brenda was left with the haunting memories of her past. Though freed from the chains of their dark reign, she grappled with guilt and the loss of her family life, forever etched in the shadows of deceit. The neighborhood would slowly heal, but Brenda knew that the darkness they had unleashed would never truly be forgotten.